Hemorrhoids can be a real pain in the butt, causing anal itching and burning and irritation. Get fast relief with all natural, doctor-developed and tested Anacool. Buy Anacool, Anacool, on Amazon right now and save 15% with code WABC2024.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
For my friends.
77 WABC.
So we certainly have our fair share of uncertainty here in the United States. Joe Biden, again, to quote The Clash, will he stay or will he go? I think he stays until he finds out he doesn't. That's it. Until Joe Biden says he can go, he ain't going. But all around the world, there are issues. In Europe, for example, they had elections in both the UK and France the last couple of weeks. And it's a mess. Voted in pro-Palestinian animals. Certainly not the conservatives. And the United Kingdom has the 6th largest economy in the world, and France has the 7th largest economy in the world. How do I know all this? Not because I know it, but because I read Jacqueline Toboroff's terrific column. It is the impact of the UK and French elections on America. And Jacqueline, who's on this show pretty often, she's got a very big Instagram following. She's also on Steve Bannon's show quite a bit, but my man Steve's in prison right now. She happens to be in France. Now, the south of France, I believe close to Nice, but she is there by the action as we speak, where I believe it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the south of France. Jacqueline, good morning or good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine. So it is almost 1 p.m. in the south of France where you are now, yes?
This is perfect. I love this working schedule. I will come on your show as early as you want now.
Much easier than walking over here like you do occasionally at 6 o'clock in the morning. But let's get right to your story because, I talked about this a little bit with John Catsimatidis yesterday, and that is we thought we were going to see a lot of conservative victories across Europe. It was leaning that way. But anything but the last couple of weeks between the United Kingdom and France. And France is a really scary proposition, according to your article. Tell me about it.
Yeah, France is terrifying. So is the United Kingdom. So in the United Kingdom, they elected Starmer, who is now going to be the prime minister of the Labour Party. In France, they pretty much elected a communist, Jean-Luc Mélenchon. He won the parliamentary elections. Both of these people are from parties that are pro-unfettered immigration, pro-distribution of wealth, pro-climate, think Obama on steroids. And both of these people have promised to recognize Palestine as a state. So how does this impact America? Well, unless Trump assumes the White House, this is what is going to happen. Both of these nations, which are 6th and 7th largest economies, as you said, are part of something called the Nine Eyes Alliance. Now, the Nine Eyes is an intelligence sharing agreement built upon the original Five Eyes Alliance. This is an interconnected cyber world with a growing number of platforms, supposedly, which provides security. Imagine the United States is part of this, sharing our data, your children's data, with two nations that pretty much support Hamas. You see where this is going, right? So let's get into France for a second. France has over 750 no-go zones that are governed by Sharia law. They are unmitigated disasters, ghettos that harbor and breed Islamic terrorists.
750, and a lot of those in and around Paris, in the southern part of the country. Where are those?
They are all over. Police do not enter. It's like an unwritten law, do not enter. And Sharia is ruling the roost. Now, I just saw in the news, Texas is looking to ban Sharia law. Sharia law is unconstitutional in the United States.
Yeah, but we do have it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It may be unconstitutional in the United States, but correct me if I'm wrong, Jacqueline, but it is the law in places like Dearborn, Michigan.
Well, let's get into New York City. Our guy, Mayor Adams, has stuck his nose where it doesn't belong, intervening between separation of church and state, because he has now made it possible for Muslims to broadcast on loudspeaker the call to prayer. That is unconstitutional.
Wow. No surprise, of course, when you tell me that.
Of course.
Hey, give me what the situation is now, though, moving away from Adams and New York and Michigan with Macron in France. I mean, he's still in power, yes?
So Macron is still in power. What happened was Mélenchon won the parliamentary elections. So pretty much this communist outdid even the uber-left globalist Macron, who's now like a lame duck. He's now going to have to form a coalition government. The real issue is that Macron, this is how, quote, democracy, unquote, works in France. These people colluded and had over 218 candidates drop out of the race to thwart Marine Le Pen from clinching victory. So there were 2 rounds of elections in France. One was on June 30th. Marine Le Pen won hands down. All of a sudden, Macron and the Socialist Party, the Communist Party, and the Green Party, I mean, just think about these names. They colluded, they got together, and 218 candidates dropped out in all places that Marine Le Pen was going to sweep.
Wow. I mean, it is clear by your column and what we're watching that Europe has basically been conquered, like you say, verbatim. Yes. By the Islamists. You do write this in the column. It caught my eye. What has occurred in the UK and France is an extension of Sweden or Belgium. Malmo was once the safest city in Europe. It's now the rape capital of Europe only because of the Islamist immigrants from the Middle East and Africa. Is that right?
That is 100% right. So here's the thing. The thing is that it is only the left, the Democrats and the globalists that tell us Islamists are amazing. They're magical people. They are enrichers and they are going to make our lives better. No, this is the Islamist rape machine. Look, everywhere these people go, the countries and the cities fall. Crime spikes, rape spikes, robberies spike, vandalism spike. You just had a 12-year-old Jewish girl in France gang raped, because she was Jewish. You can open up Twitter. It's all over, only on Twitter, not in mainstream news, because they don't want you to see it. But, I mean, there are rapes of girls in Germany, in Malmo, in Belgium is about to become the first Muslim state.
Jeez. So I guess as we wrap up this very important and great conversation, again, you must read this, The Impact of the UK and French Elections on America. Great job here by Jacqueline Toboroff. As you talk about to once again defeat the caliphate, which Trump did once before, he's our only hope. I mean, you've got a president right now that if he does stay, if Joe Biden does stay, and by the way, if somebody replaces him, the Democrat Party has put a huge emphasis, Jack, as you know, on states like Minnesota and Michigan, which are, in both of those states, between the Somalians and the Islamists, you've got Sharia law in both of those states. So don't tell me it's not happening in America. I just gave you 2 prime examples, yes?
You bring up the best point, and it's something that we all have to keep in mind when we talk about Republican messaging. We cannot just focus on Biden. This is the Democrat platform. The Democrat platform consists of appealing to its base, which are Islamists, criminals, and illegals. The Biden regime, the Obama regime, the Democrat machine is hell-bent on securing the Islamist vote. We have been completely infiltrated, and you see it in in our educational complex. You see it in our Department of Justice when Mayorkas was before Congress. You see it everywhere. It is coming to America, and the only thing stopping us from becoming a full-blown Hamas outpost like Europe is President Trump. And American Jews better get it together. 80% of them vote Democrat. They better come to Jesus, get it together, because come November 5th, if we do not elect President Trump, we are really facing dark times.
Well done, Jacqueline Toboroff. Great column, great appearance this morning. Enjoy your time in the south of France. I know it's gorgeous there. The weather is great. Lots of bikinis for you. And we'll see you when you get back to New York. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job, Jacqueline Toboroff, folks. Once again, the impact of the UK and French elections on America. Some very scary people. Seriously, some very scary people about to run two of the biggest countries, not just in Europe, but in the world today. And if you don't think that affects America, well, you're stupid. No other way to put it. You're just stupid.
Hi, it's Lou Dobbs for Priority Gold, America's precious metals dealer. These are volatile times with high inflation, soaring debt, wars on multiple continents, and rising financial stress. Central banks are buying gold to diversify their reserves, so are many Americans. Call Priority Gold and find out how precious metals can help you diversify your portfolio. They're highly rated and happy to help. Call 1-866-303-6357 or get a free gold guide at PriorityGoldGuide.com. That's PriorityGoldGuide.com.